If you somehow manage to get a car all the way up to the top of a building or a height in GTA 4 using mods, cheats, or whatever, and you push it off without anyone inside, the moment it hits the ground, it instantly explodes. But if there's a person in the car, it doesn't blow up right away. If you sandwich a police car with 2 cops inside and you snatch the car from the driving cop, you can actually kidnap the cop in the passenger seat. He stays in there while you run red lights, ram stuff, and do all sorts of crime. And even better is when you finally stop. He just hops out like nothing has happened, no shooting, no nothing. He gets out and walks away. You might have seen NPCs being fragile, like when you barely bump someone on a bench and they drop dead. But there's an even stranger case with the Joga NPCs you will find stretching in parks or on rooftops. You don't even need to hit them. Yes, pointing your weapon in their direction is enough to make them instantly fall over lifeless like ragdolls. I don't know why this happens, but probably because they don't have a spooked animation or something. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. If you take Jimmy out for a hangout in GTA 5, you will notice something interesting. Franklin is the only character who can actually get him into bars and even strip clubs for a drink. And if you try the same thing with Michael or Trevor, it just won't happen. They will actually stop him. I guess that makes sense.
There's like a bar around here? Father-son beer time. Come on.
I ain't quite ready to condone your drinking, Jim, or smoking grass, or doing anything.
During the friend request mission, Lester is supposed to stay slouched in his chair the whole time you talk to him. But if you toss a grenade into the room before entering, you will see him standing up from the chair. Once he's on his feet, the game doesn't really know what to do with him, so you can push him around and interact in ways that normally isn't possible.
I'd offer you something, but you were just leaving.
In the repossession mission with Franklin and Lamar, enemies normally appear step by step as you move through the bike lot, right? But if you climb over some wall in the yard, the game skips all that and spawns almost everyone right away. Instead of a steady fight, you suddenly have a whole army shooting at you at once, and it's not really how the mission was meant to go, but it makes things way more fun. So there's this secret little spot on Mount Chiliad that I didn't even know about for the longest time. I've been up that mountain tons of times, messing around with all the usual mystery stuff, but one day I came across this small hidden lake. And yeah, you can actually swim in it. It's weirdly relaxing too, especially considering Chiliad is usually all about conspiracies, UFOs, and madness. I honestly never expected to find something so calm up there. In the mission Meltdown, there's this funny thing you can do where you call the cops while Merryweather's guys are swarming Michael's house. Normally, you're stuck taking them on by yourself, but you can actually get the police to show up by calling 911. Now, they're not exactly great backup. Most of the time they get taken out pretty fast, but it's still hilarious to watch them storm in like they're part of the mission. Some even wander inside Michael's house, like they're searching for something, though the game clearly never meant for that to happen. In GTA 4, if you hop on a computer and go to the Weasel news site, it doesn't just give you random headlines. It actually shows the current in-game weather. So if it's raining outside, the site will say rain. If it's clear skies, that's what you will see there too. I don't know how Rockstar comes up with this stuff, but it's pretty amazing. In GTA, semi-auto guns usually fire a lot slower than the automatic ones, which makes sense. But there's this little trick that veteran players figured out. If you crouch spam and keep shooting, the gun actually fires way faster than it's supposed to. It even works with shotguns. Turning them into something close to an automatic weapon. It looks kind of goofy with your character crouching up and down, but the boost in fire rate makes it so worth it. If you're driving around with Chop and decide to jump out of the car at full speed, something really odd happens. Instead of your character diving out like normal, the whole car just stops in place, even if it's mid-air. It doesn't matter how fast you're going or where you are, the vehicle just stops the moment you try to get out. Most players have probably taken a boat down one of the waterfalls in GTA 5 just to see what happens. But what you might not have known is that you can actually ride a boat up the waterfall too. It takes some effort to line it up right, but the game's water physics somehow let you climb against the flow. It looks completely wrong, like the boat is glued to the water or something, but it works. Let me know if you've tried it before. GTA 4 has its fair share of strange bugs as well, but one of the funniest is the drivable table. Through some glitchy object behavior, players found out that you can actually ride certain tables or other objects like their vehicles. You have to somehow make it stick to your feet, but once you get it moving, it just keeps sliding. You can even take it outside on the road and ride past cars in style.
Hi, darling.
I'm sure you know some NPCs love to talk, as long as you're not Trevor, of course. They can talk for a while, but if you're talking to an NPC and suddenly jump on a bike in the middle of the conversation, some of them will actually hop on the back with you and keep talking as you ride away.
What's up, pal?
Great time! I've got a new club opening up in Vinewood.
Looking sexy.
Text me if you want to go, and I'll make sure you skip the line and get bottle service.
It's not something you would expect at all, since most NPCs usually just walk off or ignore you, but this is crazy. Watching a random pedestrian casually continue their shit while clinging to your bike makes the whole thing feel so unplanned. During the early missions with Simeon, there's a funny trick you can do to keep him talking forever, like in the repossession mission. If you keep ramming into walls, poles, or anything else while he is on the phone with you, his dialogue will restart from the beginning instead of finishing.
If you actually bring... if you actually bring the if you actually bring the repossession to me this time. If you actually bring the repossession to me.
You can actually drive all the way back to his showroom with him still stuck on the same call, repeating the same lines over and over. And yeah, it kinda glitches the mission as well. In GTA 5, you have these cash registers you can rob by pointing the gun at the owner or shooting the register. But you don't really need to pull a gun out to get money from a store if you know this trick. Instead of aiming, what you can do is ragdoll into the counter, like fall or get slammed into it or get knocked into it, and the game treats that as the register getting shot at. You can then grab the cash bag, and this way, the cashier won't call the cops on you because it feels more like an accident than robbery. If you hang around certain gang areas in GTA 5 and you sit in your car, the local gangs don't like it. At first, they will just stare or shout at you, but if you stay parked too long, they get more aggressive. They will start hitting your car, ramming into it, and eventually go all out until the vehicle is completely destroyed. In GTA San Andreas, you can sometimes watch NPCs walk up to ATMs, take out cash, and then go about their business. But if you follow them after they're done and, well, unalive them, you will notice they're carrying more money than usual. They drop extra cash compared to normal pedestrian. In GTA 5, whenever you sneak into Fort Zancudo and try to steal a jet, rockets start flying at you almost immediately. Most players just assume that it's some kind of built-in defense system or invisible artillery, but modders actually looked into it and found that the game spawns these soldiers driving missile vehicles in the background, and they are the ones firing at you. You never really see them during normal gameplay, but they are there doing the work. In GTA 5, different endings change different things among the characters. Like if you choose to kill Trevor at the end of GTA 5, there's a small detail that shows just how better things get afterward. Michael actually blocks Franklin's number, so you can't call him anymore, and it really fits the story since Michael puts the blame on Franklin for Trevor's death and wants nothing to do with him. And if you try to confront him, Michael would say it out front that he doesn't want anything to do with Franklin.
Yeah, well, you did something really weird, okay? Trevor, bro? So excuse me.
And you did Trevor too.
Yeah, but it was your call. You made the call. Don't you forget that.
Back in GTA 2, Rockstar really didn't hold back on dark humor. Like, literally, there's actually a mission where you're told to round up people, take them to a factory, and the game basically turns them into hot dogs. Yeah, it's as messed up as it sounds. You deliver NPCs and come out with food products. Michael is actually deaf in his right ear, and if you pay attention during cutscenes, you will sometimes see him leaning in slightly when someone's talking on that side. The reason is pretty cool too, because Michael's actor, Ned Luke, is deaf in his right ear in real life, and that carried over into how the character was animated. It's subtle but it adds a bit of realism to Michael without the game ever pointing it out. Michael's gardener is one of those background NPCs you barely notice. I mean, he's always busy with his leaf blower in the house, but if you actually kill him, he disappears from the game for good. He won't respawn on later visits, meaning Michael's yard just stays quiet without him. Up near Mount Chiliad, there is a strange tree that seems to glow at night. While most of the area gets dark, this one tree looks like the nighttime lighting doesn't apply to it. It's probably just a texture bug. Players have come up with all kinds of theories linking it to the Chiliad mystery. Some think it's just a glitch, others say Rockstar left it there on purpose as part of a bigger secret. Either way, it stands out in the dark and it looks pretty cool. There's a garage in GTA 5 with a broken door that can launch you straight into the air. It's a little tricky to set up, but if you angle yourself just right and right into it, the door glitches out and sends you flying. Cars, bikes, even your character on foot can get tossed up like a rocket. It doesn't always work on the first try, but when it does, it's one of the funniest ways to fly. In GTA San Andreas, your driving skill actually changes how your character behaves behind the wheel. Once your skill is high, if you look behind while driving, your character will check the rear view mirror like a proper driver. But if your skill is low, well, CJ would just turn around to look backward while reversing. In GTA 5, the sticky explosives don't really blow up if you shoot water at it with a fire truck. But if you blow open a fire hydrant and water starts spraying out, you can actually throw a sticky bomb right into it and it explodes. Which means water pressure really does matter in GTA games. I don't know why this happens, but in GTA 5, if you get into the stunt planes as Franklin, his haircut changes whenever you get in and out of the plane. One moment he's got a short trim, the next it looks slightly different, like the game swapped it for another style. It doesn't happen in cars or helicopters, only in the stunt planes. In GTA 4, there's a neat trick to survive really high falls using a Molotov. If you time it right, stand on a ledge, drop the Molotov below, and then jump but you still caught by fire, that fall animation can save you. It's tricky to pull off, but when it works, it's crazy to see your character survive what should have been a deadly fall, because your character is still in that animation triggered by fire.
Nico, I am so sorry.
So am I.
The forklift in GTA 5 can't really lift heavy objects like bigger cars or trucks, but if you pick something up and then get off the forklift while it's holding it, suddenly it can lift much heavier items than usual. You can pick up right about anything with this trick if you time it right. If you go to this spot in GTA 5, located at the edge of the map with water in front, you can hide from the cops by ducking behind the wall where cops just can't reach you if you have a wanted level. The wall protects you perfectly, and even if they try to climb over it, the AI glitches out and they end up falling off the other side into the water. You can just stand there and watch them drop while you stay completely safe. To be honest, it's a fun way to spend some free time at GTA. In the Polito Score mission in GTA 5, you are supposed to shut down the alarm by shooting at it from a distance with a rifle. But there's a more fun way to shut it down, and that's by kicking it down. For that, you would need to bring a car tall enough to reach it, something like a truck, and then just kick it off. There's no need to shoot it down.
Get away from the bank, they'll have you on camera.
In GTA 5, if you go inside a water or a swimming pool, you would notice that your clothes actually get wet and drip soft water when you come out of it. But what's even more interesting is that your clothes only get wet up to the point that you walk into the water. In the same game, if you would normally try to run up a steep slope, your character just slides back down. But there's a trick. If you aim your gun while moving forward, you can climb way steeper hills without slipping back down. For some weird reason, it really works. But as soon as you leave the aim, you would fall right back off. If you follow the hikers making their way up Mount Chiliad, you will notice they don't just climb for nothing. Once they finally reach the top, some of them actually stop, walk right up to the edge, and pull out their phones to snap a picture. It's a tiny detail that's easy to miss unless you stick around long enough to watch their routine. Rockstar really didn't need to program that in, but they did. And who knows what else we have been missing, and just imagine how awesome it will be in GTA 6. If you toss a sticky bomb on a convertible and then close the roof, the bomb doesn't move with it, it just hangs there in midair. Same thing with the car doors. Slap one on, shut the door, and it will be floating in the exact same spot where you placed it, not moving along with the door. Michael's house is packed with detail, but one thing most players never realize is just how far Rockstar went. His fridge, which you can't normally open in-game, is actually fully stocked with food. You will never see it without mods since the doors stay closed, but Rockstar still made sure to model everything inside. We got shelves lined with drinks, snacks, and groceries like it's a real family kitchen. I'm sure you remember those floating pills in GTA Vice City, but what you might not have known is that every time you collect one, the game quietly takes $20 out of your wallet. It's easy to miss at first, but if you watch your cash while picking them up, you will notice the deduction. And if you're completely broke, well, the game doesn't let you pick one. Instead, it tells you that you don't have enough money. Let me know if you already knew about this one. In GTA San Andreas, beating those fire truck side missions doesn't just give you some quick cash. It unlocks a permanent upgrade most players never realize. If you complete at least 12 of those missions, CJ literally becomes completely fireproof. Molotovs, burning cars, nothing hurts you anymore. It's a reward hidden behind a side activity that feels optional, but it's a pretty awesome perk. In Vice City, if you're riding a bike, you can pull off wheelies pretty easily, but if you're facing north and going at a high speed, it just doesn't work. Turn in any other direction though, and you can pull wheelies even while flying down the street. I don't know why this happens or the reason behind that, but there's a mystery, I guess. In San Andreas, when you change the radio while driving, CJ doesn't just sit still. He actually takes one hand off the wheel and makes a motion like he's reaching for the dashboard to switch the station. It's a tiny animation most people don't notice, but it makes the driving feel way more real once you catch it. You can see clearly in first person or with a convertible car. In most GTA games, including Vice City, the bridges are blocked off at the start of the game, and the reason isn't just game progression. If you listen to the radio, they actually say it's because of a hurricane hitting the city.
All bridges and some roads in the Vice City metropolitan area have been closed because of a severe weather warning. Meteorologists are tracking Hurricane Hermione, which has devastated 5 Caribbean islands and is heading for Vice City. More updates soon.
It's Rockstar's way of making the restriction feel like part of the world instead of just invisible walls. Other GTA games do the same thing, but with different explanations. Let me know if you know why the bridges are closed in San Andreas. At the airports in San Andreas, those big staircases you see parked next to planes aren't just props. The game actually treats them like vehicles. They've got working wheels, turning ability, and all the basic vehicle properties coded in. The only catch is you can't normally enter them in the vanilla game. In San Andreas, the monster trucks handle differently from normal cars. If you hit the handbrake, it doesn't just lock the back wheels, it actually moves all 4 tires at once. That means the trucks can spin and rotate way faster, letting you pull off quick drifts and crazy turns that regular vehicles can't do. Over at Vespucci Beach in GTA 5, there's a little pond with some weird physics. If you fire an RPG into the water, instead of exploding, the rocket just bounces right back out and floats in the air. It will hang there until it explodes. It's one of those strange glitches Rockstar never patched, and GTA vets love showing it off just because it looks so ridiculous. In San Andreas, there's this mission where CJ has to torch a huge drug field with a flamethrower, and in normal it takes forever to burn everything down. It was so annoying to be honest, but if you grab the nearby harvester instead, you can just drive it over the crops and clear the field way faster. The game still counts it as progress, so you end up saving a ton of time. I wish I knew it back then, but well, here it is. Also, in San Andreas, the same outfit doesn't always cost the same everywhere. If you shop at Benco in Los Santos or San Fierro, you will pay the regular price. But in Las Venturas, everything is about 20% more expensive. Fans figured that the game treats it like a tourist area, so clothes cost extra just like in real life. It also happens with weapons. In the same area, there is a barber shop that doesn't even show up on the map. Most players never notice it because there's no icon, but if you walk inside, it works just like any other barbershop. You can still get haircuts and change CJ's style, even though the game never marks it.
Life is a circle, friend.
In Vice City, if you try hanging around outside the military base, the soldiers won't hesitate to gun you down. But if you're wearing a cop uniform, it's a whole different story. You can walk right past them and even get inside without being attacked. It's one of those clever little things the game lets you use, and unless you experimented with different outfits, you would never realize it worked. And while you are there, you can even steal the vehicles parked inside. Tanks, trucks, whatever's there, you can drive them out right under the soldiers' noses and they won't do a thing. thing. Unlike normally, they would really gun you down, even launch homing missiles, track you down. On Mount Chiliad, you can see those cable cars going down the line, and if you're someone like me, you must have tried to mess with them. And you know what? You can actually make them explode using RPGs. If you fire a rocket at one, it will explode and fall apart. If you throw a Molotov at a random NPC's body after he's been, unalived, nothing happens. But if you do the same thing to a dead cop's body, the game instantly gives you a 2 or 3 wanted star level. This really is a detail that most of us wouldn't even have thought of, but Rockstar, of course, did. In GTA games, if you block off the driver's side of a car with another vehicle or an object and then try to jack it from the NPC, your character won't bother letting the NPC out first. Instead, he will just teleport straight into the driver's seat. It looks a bit glitchy, but yeah, who cares? In San Andreas, when you hand your car over to the valet, you really can't expect to get it back in perfect condition, because if you follow them as they drive it to the parking lot, you will usually notice your car ending up with dents or scratches, sometimes on the front, sometimes the back, sometimes both. No matter what you give them, the valets always seem to mess it up on the way. I'm sure you have played fetch with Shop in GTA 5. Throw a ball and he will run after it and bring it back. The funny part is, if you throw a grenade instead, he will go after it like it's a toy, and well, you know what happens after that. Remember that torture mission scene? It's one of the most uncomfortable missions in the game. But what a lot of people don't realize though, is you can actually skip it. If you take out the main target before the torture begins, the cutscene changes and Trevor never goes through it.
What the hell? That was the guy. I had a feeling. It'll check out.
Well, we've got him. It's done.
Woo! That is a wrap, my friends. Excellent work to the pair of you.
It's not obvious, some of us players just assume you're forced to do it, but now you know. If you look straight at the sun while playing as Michael, then switch over to Franklin or Trevor at the same time of day, you will notice the sun actually changes depending on who you're playing as. Each character sees the sun a little differently, like brighter rays, different glare, or a slightly different shape. It's such a small detail that most players never notice, but it's there, and it makes the world feel strangely more personal to each character. Alright guys, let me know how many of these you knew. Thanks for watching.